In this video, I'm going to talk about how everything is love. It's a classic statement we hear a lot in the spiritual circles, and someone hearing it for the first time might feel, any number of things about that statement. I remember how I felt, and that was, although there was something that resonated with me, on some deep level I knew it to be true, I couldn't help look at the world, and hearing that statement just made me think, what a load of bullshit. All is love? Have you not seen what's going on in the world at the moment? Have you not seen what people do to each other? Have you not seen how we run the world, how we treat animals, how we treat other human beings? How can you say that all is love? And yet, something deep inside of me knew that the person saying it was telling the truth. That at least they believed it. And so, this video is going to be helpful for people who are in that state, who hear all is love and have a similar reaction to the one I used to have. So, how do we know all is love? To know all is love, we have to look at our own experience and look at why people do the things that they do. We can probably all agree that the evil, terrible, bad things that happen on this planet are not being committed, these crimes are not being committed by animals, or by nature, or by the wind. It's human beings. So, we're blessed in that if you're watching this, chances are you are a human being too. We can look at our own experience to understand better why we do the things that we do. And from there you can then know that actually all is love. People only ever act from love or for love. Those who act from love, let's say when we do things for the joy of them. We express ourselves, art, creativity, hugging another person, being lovely. You know what a lovely person is and how they are because you can feel it. They're being from love. They're giving love. They overflow love. And people who are committing evil acts, harming others, are doing them not from a place of love, but for love. So let's take an example of a bank robber who goes into a bank and holds up the banker and says, give me your money. He's not doing this from a place of love. We can all agree on that. But he's doing it for love. Because if we were to speak to him and understand his motives, you could pretty much guarantee that he's doing what he's doing because he doesn't feel he is enough. He doesn't feel he is abundant. He doesn't feel he is good enough. He's operating from a place of fear, of lack. And he's doing what he's doing for love in order to feel okay, in order to feel at peace. This is a simple example, and you may come back at me with an extreme example of someone doing horrendous things to another person or being, and although we may not agree with what that person is doing and we would stop it in the name of love because it's wrong, because it's against the law of love, that person or being is doing what they're doing because they're trying to get something from outside of themselves. But they're still doing it for love. So this is how we know all is love. We either do things from love, as love, or we do things for love, believing ourselves to be separate from that love, trying to get it from outside of ourselves, trying to escape emotions, traumas, so this is how we know all is love. Love is all there is. And so, if we want to be expressions of that love, we need to know ourselves as that love, which leads us again, as I talked about in my last video, which I'll link up here, leads us back to doing shadow work, loving parts of ourselves that we previously demonized, the parts of us that are crying out for love, they're crying out for our love, and that we've denied them, and so they take over our being, they take over our bodies, our minds, and they act out, they do evil things. They do things in the name of love. Our job, if we want to live in a world of peace, is to give ourselves that love. Those parts of us that are crying out for love and trying to find it outside of themselves, we need to be that love. We are that love. We just need to know it and be it knowingly.